Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in the hot seat again over defense spending. In a rare move, a bipartisan group of 23 U.S. senators blasted Canada's commitment to the NATO military alliance. Writing in a letter, "We are concerned and profoundly disappointed Canada won't hit the target of spending 2% of GDP on defense this decade," adding Canada will fail to meet its obligations to the alliance to the detriment of all NATO allies and the free world, without immediate and meaningful action.
We'd sure like to have our closest neighbor and closest friend, step up a little bit.
Canada's latest defense plan suggests spending will reach just 1.76% of GDP by 2029. That's up from the current 1.4%, but still falls short of the target.
Frankly, there are very few countries in NATO that are doing less in terms of a percentage of their GDP than Canada, and we'd like to get that number higher.
NATO now estimates more members will hit the 2% target this year, 18 of 31. This defense analyst says Canada's reputation is on the line as it falls behind other allies.
Do you think this letter is a bit of an embarrassment?
Even 4 or 5 years ago, we had lots of company at not meeting our targets. We're increasingly isolated.
Trudeau says other people in the U.S. think what Canada has planned is sufficient.
Massive investments in Arctic safety and security, recognizing NATO's western and northern flank is Canada's Arctic, are all extremely well received by the Americans.
And if a big order for submarines goes through, the country could hit the 2% target sooner.
We know we've got work to do. We've acknowledged that from day one, that there's more that we need to do.
The U.S. senators want Trudeau to spend more before the NATO summit in July. Defense experts I spoke to say Canada could lose out on NATO funding or leadership roles if it doesn't come through. JP Tasker, CBC News, Ottawa.